Let me ask you something. If I gave you two YouTube channels right now, one with 800 subscribers and another with 8 million, which one would you bet on? Most people would pick the bigger channel without even thinking. Honestly, I would have done the same because we've always been told that more subscribers mean more views mean more money, and bigger creators always win. Right. Well, not anymore. Over the last few months, I started noticing something really strange. Tiny channels that nobody had ever heard of were suddenly getting hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions, of views. At the same time, massive creators with millions of subscribers were struggling to hit the numbers they used to get. At first, I thought it was just luck or maybe the algorithm randomly pushed a few videos. But after studying dozens of channels across different niches, I realized there was a pattern. Something had changed, and once I understood what it was, everything started making sense. The crazy part? It had nothing to do with expensive cameras, fancy editing, or huge budgets. In fact, some of the biggest advantages on YouTube now belong to small creators. And if you're trying to grow a YouTube channel in 2026, this might be one of the most important videos you'll watch this year because today I'm going to show you exactly why small creators are starting to beat channels that once looked impossible to compete with. Before we dive in, if you're serious about growing on YouTube and you want practical strategies instead of fake guru advice, hit that subscribe button. Every week I break down what's actually working on YouTube, from content strategy and AI tools to YouTube automation and channel growth. Everything I share is based on real research and real examples, not recycled tips. Now let's get into the first reason. Number 1. Bigger doesn't mean better anymore. A few years ago, being a big creator gave you a huge advantage. You had editors, thumbnail designers, managers, sponsors, and an entire team working behind the scenes. Naturally, people assumed those creators would always stay on top. But YouTube doesn't work the same way anymore. Today, the algorithm doesn't care how famous you are or how many subscribers you have. It only cares about how viewers react when your video appears on their screen. Do they click? Do they keep watching? Do they stay until the end? Do they come back for another video? That's what matters now. Think about it. If a creator with only 500 subscribers uploads a video that people genuinely enjoy watching, and another creator with 5 million subscribers uploads a boring video, YouTube is far more likely to recommend the smaller creator's content. That's why subscribers aren't as powerful as they used to be. Attention is the new currency on YouTube, and every creator starts with the same chance of earning it. Number 2. Small creators move faster. One thing I noticed while studying fast-growing channels is that small creators move incredibly fast. They don't have meetings, managers, or long approval processes. When they get an idea in the morning, they can record it that afternoon, edit it in the evening, and upload it before the day ends. Big creators usually can't do that. The bigger a channel becomes, the more people get involved in every decision. A single video might need approval from editors, designers, managers, or even sponsors before it's published. By the time everything is ready, the trend may already be fading. Meanwhile, a small creator has already uploaded 2 or 3 videos on the same topic. In today's YouTube environment, speed has become one of the biggest competitive advantages, and that's something very few people talk about. Number 3. AI changed the rules. Another reason small creators are winning is because artificial intelligence has completely changed the game. Just a few years ago, producing high-quality content required expensive software, professional editing skills, good cameras, and sometimes even a full production team. Today, one person with a laptop and the right AI tools can create content that looks incredibly professional. AI can help you find ideas, organize research, improve your writing, speed up editing, and even generate visuals. But here's the important part. AI doesn't guarantee success. It simply removes many of the barriers that used to separate beginners from professionals. When everyone has access to powerful tools, the creator with the biggest budget no longer has the biggest advantage. The creator with the best ideas, the clearest message, and the strongest understanding of the audience usually wins. But here's where things get even more interesting. Speed and AI are only part of the story. The biggest reason small creators are beating larger channels has nothing to do with technology at all. It comes down to one simple habit that almost every fast-growing creator has in common, and once you understand it, you'll start looking at YouTube in a completely different way. Number 4. Small creators build communities, big creators build audiences. Here's something that surprised me while studying all these channels. Small creators don't just upload videos, they actually talk to people. They reply to comments, ask questions, test new ideas, and make viewers feel like they're part of the journey. Big creators often don't have the time to do that anymore. Once a channel becomes massive, managing millions of viewers becomes almost impossible. That's why a lot of their comment sections feel empty, even when the videos are getting millions of views. But smaller creators have something much more valuable. They build trust. And trust is one of the most powerful signals on YouTube. When viewers feel connected to you, they don't just watch one video. They watch another, and another, then they subscribe because they want to follow your journey. That's exactly how loyal audiences are built. Number 5. Big creators play it safe. Now this is where things get really interesting. The bigger your channel becomes, the more you have to lose. Imagine you have 5 million subscribers. Every upload affects your business, your employees, your sponsors, and your income. Naturally, you're going to play it safe. You're going to make videos that you know will perform reasonably well instead of taking big risks. Small creators don't have that pressure. They can experiment with crazy ideas, unique formats, different editing styles, and completely new topics. If one video fails, they simply move on to the next one. But if one of those experiments works, it can completely change their channel overnight. That's why many of the biggest trends on YouTube actually start with small creators. The larger creators usually notice them later. Number 6. Viewers want real people again. For years, creators believed that every video had to look like a Hollywood production. Expensive cameras, cinematic shots, crazy transitions, and perfect lighting. But if you look at what's happening today, you'll notice something different. More and more viewers are choosing creators who simply feel real. They don't care if the background isn't perfect, or if the editing isn't packed with effects. They care about honesty. They want to hear someone who's sharing real experiences instead of reading a polished script. That's why you'll often see a simple talking head video outperform a highly produced video. People connect with people, not production quality. And that's another area where small creators have a huge advantage. They haven't built a brand that feels distant. They still feel human. Number 7. Consistency beats perfection. One lesson kept showing up again and again while I was studying successful channels. The creators who grew the fastest weren't the ones making perfect videos. They were the ones showing up consistently. Every upload gave them new data. Every thumbnail taught them something. Every title improved their understanding of what people wanted. Most beginners spend weeks trying to make one perfect video. Successful creators spend that same time publishing 3 or 4 videos, learning from each one, and improving along the way. That's why they grow faster. They're not smarter. They just collect experience at a much higher speed. On YouTube, progress almost always beats perfection. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, small creators have some advantages. But if that's true, why do so many channels still fail? That's the real question. Because having an advantage means nothing if you don't know how to use it. And after looking at dozens of channels that never grew, I found one mistake they all had in common. Once you see it, you'll understand why so many creators stay stuck for years while others grow in just a few months. Number 8. The biggest mistake small creators keep making. After looking at so many channels that never grew, I noticed they all had one thing in common. They weren't making bad videos. They were making videos nobody was looking for. That's a huge difference. You can spend 10 hours editing, write the perfect script, and design an amazing thumbnail. But if people don't care about the topic, none of that matters. Successful creators don't start with the camera. They start with the audience. They ask, what are people struggling with right now? Or, what are people curious about today? That's why their videos feel relevant. They're solving real problems instead of uploading random ideas. Before you make your next video, ask yourself one simple question. Would I actually click on this if it wasn't my own video? If the answer is no, don't spend another minute editing it. Change the idea first. Number 9. They focus on retention, not views. Here's something a lot of people get wrong. They think the goal is getting more clicks. But getting the click is only the beginning. Imagine someone clicks on your video and leaves after 20 seconds. From YouTube's perspective, that's not a great experience. But if people stay for 5, 10, or even 15 minutes, YouTube starts thinking, maybe this video is worth recommending to more people. That's why successful creators are obsessed with retention. Every 30 or 40 seconds, they give the viewer another reason to keep watching. They ask a question. They tease what's coming next. They reveal a surprising fact. They tell a short story. The goal isn't to fill time. The goal is to make the next minute impossible to skip. Number 10. They improve after every upload. One thing I really admire about fast-growing creators is that they don't get emotional about numbers. If a video doesn't perform well, they don't say, the algorithm hates me. They open YouTube Studio and start asking questions. Where did people stop watching? Which thumbnail got ignored? Did the title create enough curiosity? Was the intro too slow? Every upload becomes a lesson. That's why they improve so quickly. Most creators upload a video and move on. Smart creators upload a video and study it. They know growth doesn't come from guessing. It comes from understanding what worked and repeating it. Number 11. So, can small creators really beat big creators? The answer is yes, but probably not for the reason you think. Small creators aren't winning because they're lucky. They're winning because the rules have changed. YouTube rewards attention, not popularity. It rewards value, not subscriber count. And it rewards creators who learn and adapt faster than everyone else. Right now, A small creator can use AI tools, move faster, experiment with new ideas, build a stronger relationship with viewers, and improve after every upload. Those are real advantages. But they only matter if you actually use them. A lot of people will watch this video, agree with everything, and then upload the same type of content they've always made. Nothing will change for them. The creators who grow are the ones who take action. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this video, it's this: stop comparing your subscriber count to someone else's. The biggest creators on YouTube were all small creators at one point. They didn't start with millions of subscribers. They started with one upload, then another, then another. The difference is that they kept learning while everyone else kept making excuses. So instead of asking, "How do I beat big creators?" ask yourself, "How do I become better than I was with my last upload?" Because if you can improve just a little with every video, the gap between you and the biggest creators gets smaller every single week. And that's exactly how channels grow. If you enjoyed this video, don't stop here. Click the video on your screen right now, where I break down the exact YouTube system successful creators use to build profitable channels from scratch. It connects perfectly with everything we talked about today, and it'll show you how to turn these ideas into a complete strategy. I'll see you in the next video. Rock it.